Okay, so I wanted to do a quick update video for the Excel trade log to give you the true expectancy. Now, there's often confusion with expectancy, which is why I simply put it as average per tick winner or loser in the original Excel spreadsheet. However, the real expectancy, which Van Tharp brought to us, is in terms of what he calls R multiples. Now, an R multiple is just the multiple of the initial risk that the trade has. So this was why I added the column for the stop in terms of ticks. You could put your stop in terms of price if you want, and calculate the ticks subsequently, and that would be perfectly fine as well. But just for simplicity in this case, it's going to be in terms of ticks. So as you can see, just with this data for the example shown, there's no stop in terms of ticks, and actually you generally don't get this recorded in TradeStation or NinjaTrader in the logs, not that I'm aware of anyway, so it's something that you're going to have to fill in manually each day. But it is important because the quality of a system does depend on how much that you're risking, and the P&L doesn't always tell you that metric. So what I'm going to do here is, just for the purposes of this example, give you some random figures here, and I'm going to say the stop is anywhere between 5 and 15 ticks for each one. So just a really quick way of doing that is just to do random between, and then the bottom, which is 5 ticks, and the top, which is 15 ticks. So you can see it's generated a random number of 10 there, and I'm just going to drag it down, and you can double click and drop it down if you've got a lot of data. That'll make it quicker. So we've got some stop values here now. So what I'm going to do is add a column, and this won't affect the layout of the other formulae already inserted into the spreadsheet. Excel will calculate that automatically. So what I want to do is I want to add another column between profit in dollars and running P&L in ticks. So I'm just going to highlight the column, right click, and click insert. And so what I'm going to do is just call this one profit, and then I'm going to call that, okay, for simplicity's sake, what I'm going to do is just add a profit column in terms of ticks as well. And to do that, we'll just do a simple formula: equals profit divided by, go back to the lookup, look at the tick value, and we get a profit for that trade of 12. We can just double check that. Entry price short, position entry price 167.05, exit price 166.93. So yeah, that's right. And what I want to do here is, so that I can copy that down, is I just want to make this lookup locked in. So when I'm to the right of it, to the right of the actual cell reference, I just in the formula just hit F4, and that will lock it in. So $G, $2, so that locks in the column and the row. and then I can just copy that down, and you can see it's just copied it too far, so I'll delete that. So we've got profit in ticks, and we want to talk about profit in terms of R. So at this point we need to figure out what R is, and we've got the stop in terms of ticks, so that's what your R is. So if R is 0, if the P&L is 0, you're making 0R, so that's the first thing that we've got to insert into the equation. So we need to do an if statement, so equals if, and we want to do if y, column y, equals 0, and then if it's true we want to put naught in, 0, and if it's false we want to do the P&L in ticks divided by the stop in ticks. So for example here, in the first trade R is 8, so you're risking 8 ticks, and you've made 12, so the P&L is plus 1.5 R. So let's do that, otherwise do y over k. We'll see what we get, and we get 1.5, and let's just copy that down, and we'll put that as a number, so we just get 2dp. We'll just find another random trade here, so the stop for this one is 10, the profit was 10, so profit in terms of R was just 1. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So what we need to do next is work out the average profits in terms of R, and that's what your expectancy is. And you can do this on a daily, a weekly, a monthly basis, etc., etc., but I'm just going to do that for the data set, and you can see what it would be. And remember, this is theoretical, these stop values are incorrect. Generally speaking, in this trade plan, as a rule of thumb, the stop's going to be half of what the target 2 is. So so here target 2 was reached and the profit was 12 ticks, so really the stop would have been probably closer to 6 ticks, maybe 7 or 8, but certainly not 13 ticks there. So if I go onto the summary tab, you can see I've added an expectancy R, and I've changed that to just average ticks per lot to avoid confusion. So all we need to do there is equals average of, go back into the trade log and do profit in terms of R, and I can't do that because I can't do the column because I've got a merged cell at the top. So if I just do click once in Z3 and do Control Shift down and down again, it will just take me right to the bottom. So it will always give you, well, over 1 million cell references, so for the average, so it's absolutely fine, and it's only averaging cells that have got data in them. It's not averaging those which are blank. So we can do that. We can do a quick check for that. If I just select the bottom cell there and Control Shift up, let go of Control and press down one, so we've got all of those cells selected there. You can see at the bottom it's got a summary of data, and the average there is 13.13. Sorry. So we go back to our summary there, and we can see that expectancy is indeed coming up as 0.13. So that's how to add a expectancy column, and how to adjust the spreadsheet. I'm not going to make this one available, but next time I'll do another article on the blog, and I'll attach that to the blog post on netpicks.com. And thanks for watching.